thank you for joining Metal Talk this evening. We've got Mick, we've got Alex, and we've got Mal from White Spirit. So thank you guys for spending some time with us.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Hello.
So great to have you back.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah, it's nice to be alive.
Of course, obviously, we've got Alex joining us, who's just joined you as lead vocalist for the band. But obviously, Mal, you were there at the start, and Nick.
Yeah, I was there right at the very beginning when it all started, all this mayhem back in 1978, something like that, 79, something, whatever it was.
Yeah, it must be. It's been quite a rush, actually, sort of being back, and as one.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I mean, 3 years ago. It's actually 3 years ago about now, really, I suppose, give or take a few. Yeah. I mean, no intention of doing this at all. Nothing. No intention. No. We were all sort of going about our merry way and what we do, and quite happy doing it. And then COVID struck and sort of threw us a cruel blow, but also a fortunate sort of gap to do something, which we took advantage of.
Yeah. So there's quite a story as to how you found the tapes for the second album.
Yeah, well, people don't believe us. They say, well, if you tried to write that down as a story, it would get thrown out because it was stupid. But that's exactly what happened. Mick rang me up.
I rang him up and I told him the news about Brian, and we were just chatting about the good old days, really, And he said, I think I've got the Chiswick tape somewhere. Well, these were like 8 tracks recorded for Warner Brothers in 81, 82. And Mal found them, incredible, in a bedside cabinet drawer.
Yeah, it's weird because my missus, when we moved to France, she was one bedside cabinet missing in one of the rooms. So she said, "Where is it?" I said, "Well, I don't know." I said, "It's probably in the container. We have a big 40-foot container in the barn."
Full of keyboards.
Full of keyboards. Yeah. But she said, "Go and find it." Oh, cheers. Oh, well, I'll think about it. So I left it a couple of days. And I went in there, and it was right at the back. And we got the cabinet out, unwrapped it, cleaned it up, unlocked it because we had the key from the other cabinet. And lo and behold, in the top drawer were 4 tapes. One of them had Chiswick Studios written on it. Yeah. And I went, ooh. I wonder if this is it. Yeah. And then that's the start of it, really. So
that's the start of it. So then it was, we handed it over to Cliff from Tank. And he sort of tried to get it sounding a bit better. So we sent it to a guy called Steve Hogarth, who actually restored the tape so we could hear what was going on. So the first thing was, okay, Mick, put some guitars on it, which I did. And then it just went from there, really. We started, okay, we can put some bass on it. What about backing vocals? And it just kept going on and on. And then Cliff eventually said, okay, I can remove the guitars. So he removed the guitars, and I've done all the guitars again. And then he said, I've removed the bass. Can you do the bass? I'll put the bass on. And I said, look, can you just remove the vocals clean off it, And then we can re-record the whole thing. He said, no, I can't do that, So we went and actually bought some software, and he managed to take the vocals cleaned off the tape, and that was the start of it, really.
Yeah. Excellent. I know you pieced bits together. Obviously, you did some extra guitar work on it, Mick, didn't you?
Basically, what we did was we rearranged all the actual verses and bits of the choruses of solo sections, basically
Well,
just
once,
put brand
yeah,
voice
once we got the actual vocal off the tape, we re-recorded the songs from scratch like they were brand new.
Yeah.
But we rewrote the songs completely.
Right.
So you basically were just like brand new songs with a singer from is no longer with us, and then obviously the ones that we couldn't use, the 4 or 5 tracks which weren't sort of very good quality, we asked people to come along, and they all said yes. So
yeah,
and that's history now. It's done.
It's done. Yeah. #1 in Japan.
Yeah,
apparently.
You had quite a starry cast, didn't you, with the with the whole thing. Obviously
some serious
you had
players
Neil
on it.
Murray on bass and obviously Russ on drums, and
Great drum.
a great variety of singers as well. Obviously, Alex is stepping into some big shoes, but
he's got some big boots to fill. Yeah, he's got some big boots to fill. So yeah, I'm sure he'll do it.
Yeah,
so we wouldn't have picked him otherwise.
No. So it's obviously you were with Bonfire. When you were growing up, how aware were you of White Spirit?
How I got away of White Spirit?
Yeah.
The problem is, sorry, I can't hear you pretty good. It's my laptop is just not very loud. So can you please repeat that question?
Yeah, I was going to say, when you were growing up, how aware were you of the legacy of White Spirit, the band?
I was not pretty aware of the legacy until we made a cover version of the White Spirit song "Midnight Chaser" on Roxcalibur album in 2015.
Right.
We are a band who is covering new wave of British heavy metal stuff. And yeah, we did 3 albums so far, and on the 3rd album there was the song "Midnight Chaser" from White Spirit. So that was the link where I got connected to White Spirit.
Excellent. See, now you've been sort of thrown in at the deep end.
Yeah. Yeah, we just recording the 4-track EP at the moment.
Sorry, just try to get some earplugs. Maybe that would be the better way.
The funny thing about it was that the Roxcalibur thing, I was speaking to Mick one day and I said, I've just heard
better.
Yeah, that's better. I've just heard a cover version of one of our songs, which I've never heard before. And he said, which one was it? I said, it was "Midnight Chaser." And I said, it was a band called Roxcalibur. I said, do you know who they are? And I think he knew some of the people in it. And I said, actually, it was half good. It was okay. It was quite good. I was quite impressed. And that was the sort of tenuous connection about 18 months ago.
Yeah.
And here we are 18 months later.
He's the singer in the band.
Alex is a singer in the band. So it's another strange connection in the whole sort of White Spirit sort of family tree all the way down. It's a weird thing that's happening. So yeah, it's good.
So obviously, the debut, the self-titled debut came out in 1980, didn't it? Again, I think, is it that year you played Reading Festival?
Yeah, well, I think we replaced Gary Moore because he was, I think he was ill. So we were about
G4. It was G4.
G4. Yeah, I think we were about 4th on the bill or something like that.
Yeah.
And we were the first band out there to get an encore. And we were so unprepared that we'd played all our songs and we had to go out and play them again. we didn't have enough songs written. that's how totally unprofessional we were. There you go.
We still are.
Yeah. No, we still are. Yeah, still a bit of a shambles, but we're getting there.
So Alex just mentioned it. The whole thing with the new wave of British heavy metal, you were sort of, I wouldn't say lumped into it, but you were.
It was nothing to do with it, really.
You were brought in, because I'd say my view, and I wrote this in my review of the album, of the new album, is your sound is much more akin to Uriah Heep, Purple, Rainbow, because it's
keyboards.
You've got the keys, which
well, the thing about that was because it was the single "Back to the Grind," the first one we did was on Neat Records, which obviously had quite a few original new wave of heavy metal bands further down the line. We just got put in with the same stable,
Yeah.
And we got put on with shows with Motorhead at Bingley Hall, and we were supposed to be third or second on the bill or something like that with Saxon, but because we had keyboards, we were a pain in the arse to the road crew, so we had to go on first.
No.
But we went on first and did it, and did brilliantly, and just disappeared. I mean, it's the keyboards that they're not new wave of British heavy metal, but we can be as heavy, as hard, and as fast as a heavy metal band, as you're about to find out when the stuff comes out.
Yeah.
As well as the classy stuff. We can do both. Doesn't make any difference.
Everything. We can do it all.
Yeah, we can do it all. Trust me.
Yeah, looking forward to this.
Oh yeah. Well, we need people like Alex, who's younger, to keep us on our toes. You see, that's the thing. We need the younger generation to keep us on our toes.
We got a fantastic young guitar player as well. I mean, Mickey McChrystal.
Mickey, yeah.
Yeah,
Great.
Mickey's good. I mean,
Yeah.
the whole lot of them are great. We the festival that we're going to do, which is the first one coming up. We've got 3 great backing singers as well. So it's a 9-piece band, which is slightly different from the original 5-piece band that was, back to the grind time. So, but it'll sound, yeah. Oh yeah, no, it'll sound great. Trust me.
But it's it's the way that Right or Wrong has taken off. I think it's been incredible, hasn't it? For you guys.
Yeah, it does. It's beyond
Were you expecting that at all?
No.
Well, I mean, we knew the
we thought
songs
it
were good.
well.
We knew the songs were good. I mean, you'd have to be deaf to think that those songs aren't good. Every one of them is. People have called them annoyingly memorable.
Yeah.
The great songs, and whether you like that genre of music or not, you can't deny the songs are good, well crafted, well played, well sung songs, and it's as simple as that. Now, if it's not your cup of tea, then fine, but you just walk away and listen to what you listen to. But all the songs are good, and that's what sets it apart.
Obviously, you're writing new material at the moment, but listening back when you dug out those old tapes for Right or Wrong, was it sort of emotionally quite difficult listening to it at times?
Well, we crashed. The drummer died about 2007.
It was, yeah. 2004, 7, yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah, I mean, yes and no. I mean, Crash was my best man at my wedding. So, I mean, I used to go to school with him. So it brought back a few memories, but I think he was far enough back in the past that you didn't sort of start getting too emotional about it. Yeah. But now and again, you think about it and, what would he have thought if he was on the album? I'm sure he'd have loved it. Yeah. And Brian the same. I mean, Brian would have loved it if he'd heard it come out this way. I know he would.
Yeah, I think
he would. Yeah, he would have taken him by surprise, I think, but I think he would have loved it.
Yeah, but again, I think that's the thing. You're carrying on that legacy. White Spirit just, should have finished when they did, maybe.
Yeah.
But that's the business, isn't it? But now, with Alex, with you, and with the new band lineup, you're not just. You're not a heritage act, are you? You're playing some of the old songs.
We mean business.
You're moving forward as well.
Yeah, I mean, the new songs will show slightly hark back to our heavier metal roots. If heavy metal the wrong term, but heavy rock roots. Yeah. Going back to not as commercial probably as the last album, as Right or Wrong.
We've still got a few commercial bits.
There's some commercial songs in there, but with the vocals. I think obviously, Alex comes from a slightly different background, and he's obviously he has a slightly different sound to the other singers. So we've got a slightly fresher approach to these songs, which is nice because we didn't want to just churn out another version of Right or Wrong. We wanted to be a little bit more 2023 with these,
Yeah.
And we'll still keep the songs are well crafted and catchy and hooky and everything. So, but it's just got a slightly different edge to it. So whether people liked it, I don't really know if they like it or not. People might think, oh, well, it didn't sound like the last one. But then they said it didn't sound like the last one before that. And they seem to like it. So we'll just see. We'll just do what we do. And, if people like it, then great.
Yeah. So has your way of writing changed over the years? So, with obviously with the new
I
lineup
mean,
and everything.
I remember sitting in the bedroom with Mal. I used to sleep. We all used to sleep. There was like 8 of us sleeping in the same house. You know, I'll be on the settee and like people. So it's a cast of thousands in the house. But we used to just nip up in the bedroom and just I get my guitar, Mary's keys set up, and we just sit there and go, "Oh, I've got this idea," and we just play away. And it's still the same now, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, I mean, we obviously the technology is a little bit different now than it was back then. Because Mick's got his setup in Holland, I've got one in France. You know, Alex has got stuff in Germany. So we can put ideas together, then chuck them across and chuck them back and chuck them across, and then set them out and then work on them and refine them. So it's a little bit, you know, this technology these days is like so far above the first album. You know, if you think, you know, Kingsway Studios in London, Delane Lee as it was, you know, big sort of 48-track desk and all the rest of it, and studded tape machines. I mean, it's archaic. Yeah. So this stuff is like superb. So the way we write is just slightly different, but the format's basically the same. Yeah.
I was just going to ask you with Alex, you know, are you involved in the writing at all with either melodies or the lyrics, Alex? Or is it just a...
Yeah, right now the guys told me I shall try. I had a bit of I wasn't sure if my English is good enough to write lyrics for an English band. So, but the guys told me just try, and I started to write the writing process for the lyrics, and the melody lines for the vocal lines. And right now we're on a point. Some things I did, the guys liked. Some things they said, hey, we can do it better. Maybe let's just finish the work on the songs, and then we go over everything and look if it's good enough. And for me, it's a great thing, because I was not an active songwriter for more than 10 years, I think. And I still have some ideas, especially lines. Yeah, I think that can work.
Yeah. So obviously, you know, you as the guys have mentioned, you've got a slightly different vocal style, and with the new material, writing, just everything seems to just have to, you know, fit. And it sounds like what you're saying, you know, you've got the input there, you know, so it's all really sort of, you know, coming together as far as that side goes.
Yeah, I think, like I say, I mean, you know, his English is about 3,000% better than our German, so we'll start there. And you know, it's great, and he's got some great ideas. And what we actually mean is that the same as me and Mick would do it with Alex. We'd put the idea together, we'd finish it roughly, and then we'll tear it apart and we'll go through it bit by bit and see what can happen. And then everybody can have the input. Like Alex would say, well, we need to change this because the vocal line doesn't follow it. And we're flexible, we'll move it around, change it around. But you have to have a starting sort of framework before you can start again. That's the way we always do it. So whatever we start off with is not what we finish up with. Never is. Never is. No.
Well, I guess, you know, the thing is a constantly growing thing with music, isn't it? You know, you all have your inputs, and you'll bring something, and then it's just molding into something that is White Spirit as a whole.
Yeah, it's strange. It's strange how people used to think in the first album we were a heavy rock band, but we're actually a heavier rock band now. Now Mick's playing the guitar, because he's a different style of guitar player than Yannick was. Because Yannick was like a Richie Blackmore single note guitar player, where Mick is like, whoa, here we go. And to me, that suits me fine, because I can do all sorts of things I couldn't do before, you know, because the power's there. And now you've got Mickey there as well, and you've got Baron on bass, and you know, a little powerhouse on the drums behind that. It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. So
kick out, definitely.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It'll be interesting. I mean, again, the Dominion Festival is a bit like being chucked into a heavy metal festival again, because there isn't a band on that festival which are like us.
Yeah.
There's nothing like us on that festival. They're all heavy metal bands. So again, we're in the same mix as we were before. So, but we don't care. We'll just play, and hope people like it. Simple as
Just
that.
do our thing. That's what we are. We do it. Yeah, simple as that.
I don't think you've not got anything to prove. I think
No.
the new albums, shown that you still got the chops. And as far as the new material goes, obviously you've got a 4-track EP coming out early next year, and then the album in sort of around about springtime. Is it all
November? No, we'll make it November probably.
Autumn time.
Yeah, because we'll have gigs in the middle of the year somewhere, so we want plenty of time to think about it. And no, we don't want to rush Alex as well. We want to give him, to be fair, we want to give him as much time as he needs to get stuck in, because it's unfair, really. I wouldn't do that, and I want him to be happy with what he's done. So he can sit and think about it and change it. And if he does it, he's going to be proud of what he does, rather than it's second best. Because we don't have second best. It has to be the best you can do at the time. That's all you can ask at the time. So we'll see.
That's what I always think, that when you put out something, it's there, isn't it? It's just part of your legacy.
It's there forever, whether you like it or not. You can't bring it back in. No, it's there forever. So it's a snapshot at the time of what you like and what you do. Yeah. And I think this particular one is a snapshot of the three of us. With Alex, because obviously the other members of the band, with Russell and Baron, and obviously Thomas Broman in Sweden, who's done drums for us as well. They do other things. So we're not a 50-day-a-year touring band. Yeah. So we do festivals and shows. Well, again, we have no idea where this is going to go. If it does, then great. We'll jump on board. But at the end of the day, we're quite happy just to little steps at a time and see where it takes us. Yeah. So, the nucleus of the band now really is myself, Mick, and Alex. And then we'll see what comes out of that.
Yeah. So how much new material have you actually got written? Obviously, we mentioned the 4-track. We mentioned, the album later on.
We got enough for an album, I think.
Yeah, we've got an album on top of the 4-track already. We've just we've got the 4 tracks that we're doing now. We're recording them, and Alex will be starting work. We're actually going to Germany in the end of December for Alex to do the vocals on it. And then that'll probably be out April-ish time, somewhere around there, depending on what happens. And then we'll start work on the other stuff. So we've got two completed ones for Alex that he's worked on already. And there's probably another 6 to 8 of them in the pipeline that me and Mick are still putting together at the moment. And then again, if Alex has got anything, then when he gets his confidence up, then he can chuck them our way, and we'll have a listen.
So we've also been thinking about re-recording the first album, because we've had that much interest in it. So that's in the pipeline sort of as well,
Yeah, it's a strange one, that sort of 2023 version of a 1980s album.
Yeah. That might be interesting.
Yeah,
it'll be very interesting.
A lot of people are doing it, aren't they? I think people who are looking back and thinking, do you know what, that could have been a bit better, or let's give it that fresher sound. So
well, I think that's what we did with this, right or wrong, really, with a few new ones stuck in. But 1980, we could redo those quite easily, and you would be very surprised, because we've tried it already. And we go, wow. I'm not sure about Fall for the Gods, though. That might be a bit interesting.
I don't know. I've got plans for that.
Yeah, I think I'd have to get a gold kit. As Mick would say, I need a gold kit for that
one. So you're going to be playing this stuff live anyway, aren't you? Some some of the tracks from 1980s. So I guess,
knowing
what the feel's been like with them, re-recording them is going to be a natural step.
Yeah. The festival, we're only doing 45 minutes or 50 minutes, something like that.
Quite limited.
So we'll do the majority of the album, less the sort of longer tracks, the really punchy, fast ones. And then we'll chuck Midnight Chaser in as well, just as a taster as to what's happening. So that'll be the set with a few other bits and pieces in.
Yeah. So how are you all feeling about going out on the road?
Can't wait.
Well, yeah. It's my kids keep saying to me, "We've never seen you play, Dad," and they haven't. They've never seen me play.
You know.
So they're all going to be there, you know, selling the merchandise. No, I mean it's an interesting thing. I mean, Alex is obviously the one he's gigging all the time, even at the moment. So for him, it'll be a different experience with a different band behind him. But Mick, obviously, about 2 or 3 years since he was playing.
Yeah,
And
and
me, 1988 was the last time I played on stage with the Suite, and that was it.
Right.
So long time ago.
Yeah.
But it's like your living room with people in it. That's all it is.
That's yeah. Your bedroom.
Your bedroom. It's your bedroom with people in it. That's all it is. Just a lot of them.
Yeah. Funnily enough, the Suite are playing just down the road in Bury St Edmunds tonight
Oh, okay.
with young Mr. Small.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, Mr. Small. Yeah. No, we're still doing stuff with Lee, and we keep in regular touch all the time. And yeah, he's a lovely guy, and he's a busy boy, but he's not really, like you said to us, he's not really happy being a front man as such. He likes being a bass player, backing vocalist, and writing his own stuff. So this is why we never went down that route. So. But no, we're still in good touch with him, still writing bits and pieces, and he's still doing bits and pieces for us. So, yeah, no, it's fine. All good there.
Excellent. So, I know 1990, Lars Ulrich brought out a new wave of British heavy metal compilation, which I guess sort of stoked some fires. Him always been a fan, and there was a White Spirit track on that.
Was there?
Yeah.
I didn't know. Which one was it?
Yeah. I'll have to check on that. I'll get back to you on that.
I think it was Cheetah.
Was it Cheetah? Okay.
Yeah.
Right, there you go.
Sort of when obviously you didn't hear about it, but
I was in the wilderness for 30 years, so there's no point asking me.
It's just like, I know, so talking to Brian Tatler, I think he's so thankful to Lars for his passion for the for the new wave of heavy metal and for Diamond Head, and I just sort of wondered whether
we took Tank touring with him on Ride the Lightning tour.
Yeah.
I mean, I've no idea. I didn't even know they'd done it, seriously. So I've certainly seen not any money from it, so I'm not that grateful. I don't know, but it's always nice if people do that. Of course it is, especially people of that stature. So it's great, yeah. But I didn't know.
But I think there's always been that passion, hasn't it? I think it's not just the people around at the time, like myself, round about those sort of halcyon days of the late 70s and early 80s for that genre. But it's it's carried on. You still got Saxon filling halls, obviously.
Yeah, of course he's
huge and everything.
Yeah.
So we're pretty lucky that we're quite a unique band with a unique sound. So there's not many people doing what we're doing. With the keys.
No, there's not too many bands that sound like us, which is nice. It's nice, so yeah, we'll just long may it continue and see where it goes. Who knows? Yeah. I'm really excited to see Alex actually singing this stuff. I really am, because I want to see a different side of this. And I know he wants to get stuck in and do it. I'm really looking forward to this. More so than I have with the other thing, because with the other guys, they're all great singers. I know we have to change things with them and do bits and pieces, but this is a bit more like this is a complete album. Now, This is a band with a complete album. You're going to get a complete thread of what Alex is putting in. It's not like me and Mick with Alex as a singer. It's the three of us with equal input. So this is what we want. We want him as a main songwriter, and we want him to put his name on it and be proud of it. So that's what we want.
Yeah,
and I think he'll do a good job.
Thanks, Scott.
Yeah.
It's all right. We know where you live now.
So it must be really nice to hear that, Alex.
Yeah, sounds great. When I think it was 5 weeks ago or so, when a friend of the band contacted me via Facebook, and Andy Redmeyer was his name, is a German guy, and he showed me that video from I think it was Don't Say No or Right or Wrong or both, and I was completely hooked from the first moment. And what the guys right now said, the band has a special sound.
Yeah.
I really like the song Don't Say No, and it's kind of unique, and it has power and some driving what's the right term? I don't know. The thing is that I was completely hooked from the very first moment, and I replied to him, "Hey, that's great. I like it." And what's going on? Are they looking for a singer? And obviously he was sent by Nick and Mel, and yeah, then we had a first contact, and I'm really looking forward to put my vocals on this stuff, and I think we can achieve some good things here.
Yeah. Also, I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys live on stage, over here, hopefully. So obviously you've mentioned the festival. What other dates are there planned, or is there anything that's in the pipeline, or
it's all in the pipeline now? We can't really say anything at the moment,
right.
but things.
Yeah,
the wheels
are turning. The wheels are in motion. Now we've got stuff planned for June and other festivals and stuff, but we're just sort of one step at a time. We're not jumping ahead of ourselves at the moment. We're just doing it and see where we go. Yeah. But there are things out there, so don't worry. We're not going to disappear again.
Yeah,
no way.
One of the things, I think there's a loyalty with rock fans, and you mentioned about sort of being totally different to the rest of the bands on at the festival you're playing next year.
Yeah,
you go somewhere like Bloodstock, and you've got Behemoth playing, you've got Cradle of Filth playing, but you also got Sleep Token, who are totally a worlds apart, and Night Flight Orchestra.
Yeah.
So I think the rock fans are really very, very open-minded, and if they like it, they like it.
Yeah, I think that they tend to give things a listen, and if it's, as I said before, if it's not their cup of tea, but they appreciate it's good, they'll appreciate it. They're not going to be their ultimate sort of band, but they'll go, "No, they're a bloody good band." Don't mess about with them; they're good, but it's just a different genre. That's all it is.
We're going to play everything spot on. It's going to be totally professional.
Oh yeah, that's all we can do. We just turn up, do our thing, and go, and that's it. And then go and watch the rest of the festival. I'm actually looking forward to watching because I saw one of the bands the other day. Skindred, is it? Skindred, yeah. I actually quite like them.
They're fabulous. Yeah, great.
I've never even heard of them. Me again being in the wilderness, I've never heard of them. And actually, I thought, I think I'd watch that. That was quite good. The rest of them, not too fussed, but
I've seen my old mate Tom from Sodom. Thomas, yeah.
This it is, there is that loyalty there, and I think with the album doing so well for you, it's just shown that there is such a great market for you guys, and it's not just it's not just purely nostalgia. It's not just that want to try and
recreate
the past.
No.
There is
a lot of bands getting back together, and okay, we'll get back together, and we play down the ferret's ass on a Saturday night. You know what I mean? This is far removed from this. I mean, when we put this together, we thought if we're going to do it, we're going to do it at the highest level. Yeah, and that's what we come in at.
Yeah. We sort of said that the first time round we didn't get a fair shot at the dice from the record company, so we said this time we're going to record it properly, and that's what the result is. If you imagine those songs had come out in 1980, you imagine what that would have done.
Yeah.
Well, it's all hindsight now, isn't it? It's irrelevant. But with the fact is, it didn't, it's led us to where we are today. So it's one thing knocks onto something else.
Yeah.
But I'm just looking forward to the new stuff. I want to play the Right or Wrong because they're great songs, but I also want to get the new stuff out there as well. I really do. because there's no point in looking back now. That's all there, and it's to be enjoyed.
been done.
But it's been done now, so
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
Yeah.
But we'll move on. You know,
Yeah,
we're not going to
absolutely.
rest on our laurels. We're not. We're not going to do that.
Well, I was talking to Glenn Hughes last week, and he was saying the exact same thing, because he was saying with the Daisies, you know, he wants to do new stuff with them. You know, he doesn't want to replicate the past. He wants to move forward, and you know, that's the thing.
Exactly. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's the thing, isn't it? Because his legacy is so massive, people are always going to want to hear the other stuff, and quite rightly, because you know that's what's made the guy's living. But at the same time, people have to understand that you know it's his job to keep writing new songs, and they're sort of semi-obligated to listen to it, to give it a listen, you know. And it's I agree with him. You know, agree. You know, great singer, great bass player.
Yeah, brilliant.
I say you know, musicians are creative. You've got to, you know, have that creativity, haven't you? You've got to have that outlet for that. You know, a new material is without shadow of a doubt.
That's the way forward, yeah.
Yeah, well, again, because of Alex, you see, this is although me and Mick are not short of ideas. We've got albums full of the stuff, but the point is that the input of Alex is gonna put me and Mick on our heels a bit, because we're going to think, oh, okay, we'll have to. We're getting comfortable. No, we don't want to be comfortable. I'd rather someone challenges me than the other way around, and think, oh, maybe okay, all right. But say we're not averse to that from anyone we write with. You know, some bands, this one person writes the song, thank you very much, go, just do your bit. But we're not like that. You know, we just want everybody to take part and be proud of the song, and it's as simple as that. And I think, you know, with Alex, I think, you know, because his songwriting over the last 10 years has been as much as he wanted to. Now he's got the chance. The brakes are off. He can do what he wants.
Do what he wants, yeah.
Excellent.
So let's see it. Let's see it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I would say, I can't wait to hear the new material. Can't wait to see you guys live. So,
right. Yeah, it'd be nice to meet you
anyway. Time, gentlemen.
Good.
Looking forward to the future, and it's all looking bright.
Yeah,
hopefully, hopefully is. That'd be great. Good. Nice to meet
Thank you, gentlemen. And
take care.
see you on the road.
See you then. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.